Done and dusted. England win 3-0. There was actually some very good goals in the game, but I'm going to be honest, the best part of the game was getting in the mix with all the Senegalese fans. That was a vibe. Feeling it. Other than that, a little bit boring where I was sat. I asked you guys on Twitter, what do you want to talk about following the game? Still pissed off with Southgate and his decisions to start the teams he does. Joel's pretty insistent that the result covers up all of it, and because he got the result, we can't complain about what he did. I don't agree, obviously.
Listen, mate, if you see us on our live right now, it was heated.
Yeah, Sky Sports definitely call it heated debate.
Heated debate, honestly. But I'm calling the title on YouTube.
But, do you know what? Here's what I'll say. He's through to the next round. If he goes all the way and he wins it, I will absolutely hold my hands up and say, Gareth Southgate, I am sorry, I got it wrong. But I don't think I'm going to have to say that, because I think that even if he does go defensive against... Look at these two dicks. I think even if he does go defensive, it's not going to work. France are going to fucking smash him either way.
Football's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming, football's coming on.
I wish I was going on. So I think even if he does go defensive, he's going to massively struggle against that French side. I watched France just before we came out into this one. Obviously, the headline is Mbappe. He's an absolute G. But I thought the team performance from France was very good. And Poland did have chances, which makes you think England might be able to get something against France, because they give Poland a chance, and Poland weren't capable of taking the chances that they got. If England can take those chances and be a little bit more clinical, I think they will stand a chance with them. But my issue with it is, people are going to look at that today in what ended up being a fairly poor Senegal side, and they're going to go 3-0, job done, right? But I think that's really like baseline analysis. And I think if you look at it from a tactical point of view, there's a few things at play. There was a super high line from Senegal, which England didn't really exploit. I think they got one goal on the counter, but they didn't have many chances on the counter because they weren't really looking for that ball in behind. And Harry Kane, when he takes the ball on the halfway line, I actually think it's top draw level playmaking, and he's got a real range of passing on him. But he's doing it to Foden and he's doing it to Saka, and it's two lads who want the ball to feet. And for me, that's not going to work. And against France, you're probably going to have half as many chances as you had tonight against Senegal. And if you don't take those chances, we saw some of the opportunities that Senegal were getting. And I thought some of the opportunities that they were getting, England got pretty lucky with them. Because I think better players finished those. And it's not just Mbappe that you've got to worry about with France. There is a lot of players that you've got to worry about. I'm not sure if I just mentioned it, but I thought Rabiot was class against Poland. I thought he was really good. I thought he was just doing the dirty shit that allowed the rest of the team to push up and do what they need to do. And he's like, don't worry, I've got this. And when I look at England, I thought the one player that stood out really, Harry Kane's playmaking was very good, but the one player that stood out, and I think it was because of the pace of the game. He started the first game really well, and then he had a couple of games where he didn't play badly, but he didn't really stand out, and that was Jude Bellingham. And I think the reason that he stood out in a mad positive way tonight was because the tempo of the game was a little bit higher. And the tempo suited him, and I thought he was probably the best player on the pitch.
I just want 30 seconds. Well, Steve, I hear what you're saying, but I don't hear what you're saying. I think today was a professional performance by England. Struggled in the first 30 minutes, very clear. Jude Bellingham did not struggle the whole game. Probably the best young box-to-box midfielder in the world.
I thought he was the best player on the pitch.
We can both agree with that. But we have had massive arguments and debates on whether Southgate got his tactics right. I say he did. You know, even though I didn't agree in the beginning, I think he came with the defensive style because I think he thought, you know what, keep it tight, get them tired, bring on your legs. That's what he was thinking. But obviously we were able to go 2-0 up by half time, and then by then we were in cruise control. Steve doesn't think that. He reckons he should have started with Rashford, which I agree. But you can't argue with a man that's been getting it right.
I think we're on the wrong side here, you know.
What do you reckon? We'll go that way?
Oh yeah, we're that way, aren't we? We're that way, our car park.
Yeah. It's that way.
So, I asked for you guys to give me some questions on the old Twitter. A lot of them are about Jude Bellingham. How much United need to pay to get Jude Bellingham? How much is he going to cost us? I think a striker is still a priority, but I would kill to see Jude Bellingham in a United shirt. I think he's destined to move from Borussia Dortmund because it's literally their business plan to be able to move people on for a lot of cash. That's what he does. I don't even know if we can go this way. Can we even go this way?
I don't know. No, we're miles. I've got to go out to go round, don't we?
Alright, but that's just sending us further away. Uncle Steve's just had, do you think Rice should be the man of the match? He had a belter boss of midfield. I wasn't noticing Rice as much as I was noticing Bellingham, but I did think Rice looked pretty solid. Brian says, not a question, but England are woeful. Scored completely against the run of play and took the wind out of Senegal. Don't stand a chance against France. Yeah, I'm really gutted. If you've seen on socials what I was getting up to during the game when I went and got to the Senegalese end, I was desperate for them to score. Like, literally desperate for them to score. If they'd have scored while I was in there, I'd have absolutely lost my nut. It was so good. Tomorrow, I'm in against Brazil. I've got a ticket for the Brazil game. Listen, there's only one end I'm going in. I'm wearing the R9 shirt, and I'm getting right in the fucking mixer. That's it. Simple as that. We're going left, lads. This way. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm not come to football to sit down. I haven't come to the football to get bored. I've come to football to experience these different cultures, to get in the mix of them, to enjoy their football with them, and to watch Man United win the World Cup. That's what I'm here for. And I'll be doing that tomorrow. We watch Casemiro and Anthony put themselves into the quarterfinals. Bosh. George says, thoughts on Sancho not going to Spain with United squad and continuing solo training in the Netherlands? Actually, didn't even realise that was the case. So I have got a travelling squad. Didn't even notice Sancho not being on the list. That's interesting, isn't it? I wonder if something's going on there. Poultry Farmer says, what's the preference of Kyle over Trent? Looks strange to me. I think it's his pace and his defensive awareness. I don't think it's that strange at all, actually. I think Trent's got unbelievable delivery, but you've got to do both sides of the game. Against Ismail Assar on the left wing at right back today, Kyle Walker was the player that you probably would have played. Absolutely. And I actually think Kyle Walker probably plays against France for the same reason. Try and keep Mbappe quiet. As Rio said the other day, there's not many players in world football that'll go, go on then, let's have a run. But Kyle Walker is one of them. Atif says, how do we get Jude? Mike says, can't see Bellingham going to Madrid in the summer. United or Liverpool for me. Has this World Cup meant now? Which new owner acts faster, has the deepest pockets? What's he worth now? Oh, his value's going up by a daily. There's only him and Cody Gakpo that I've just seen every single time they step out on a pitch adding 10 million to their price. It's insane. Danny says, which United players is winning the World Cup for United? I think it'll be Lisandro Martinez or Casemiro. I see it being an Argentina-Brazil semi-final, and I think the winner comes from that semi-final. Varane could stop them, because I think it's going to be a France-Portugal final on this side, and I pretty much think that, semi-final on this side, France, Portugal, and honestly, we have a player in every single one of them teams, so one of the United players is going to win it. Hugh says, how lucky do I feel not to have watched ITV's commentary? I don't know what's going on. We've got a Glazers out shot. Absolutely.
Glazers out!
Offside says, what changes, if any, would I make to prepare England for France? I'd fuck Gareth Southgate off for starters, get a coach in. After that, what I think he'll probably do is go to a back three to try and contain France. And that might not be a bad move, because I think England probably could just about go toe-to-toe with France in the middle, but I don't think they will go toe-to-toe with France in the middle. I think they'll try and play off the back foot rather than hold possession. That probably is a good move. But that means you've got to play Marcus Rashford. And if he doesn't play Marcus Rashford, he's a fucking idiot. Because you're trying to play a counter-attacking game without your best counter-attacking asset. And I think that just sums Gareth Southgate up for me. Loads more questions, basically just talking about Rashford against France, or how much to spend for Bellingham, or how do we beat France, and how good is Bellingham, and would I start Henderson against France? I think Henderson in one of those games, a little bit like playing McTominay in a big game at United. I get it. It's not sexy, but it's what you've got to do. And like I said before, what's the point in what Southgate's doing if he's not going to win anything? Failing further than the other England teams isn't impressive to me. If he wins it, then he wins it, and that's winning it. But like I said, the 98 side lost to Batistuta and Veron and Zanetti and some serious footballers. 2002 England lost to Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, Cafu, Roberto Carlos. You know what I mean? 2006 they went out to Figo and a young Cristiano Ronaldo. And 2 of those were on penalties. So just the fact that Gareth Southgate's boys went a little bit further because they had the luck of the draw on their side doesn't mean anything, because they still didn't win it. If they win it, then you win it. Winning is winning. Losing is fucking irrelevant. It doesn't matter how far you get if you still fucking lose it, especially when it only comes around every 4 years. So on that note, England are through. They've got France. If they get beyond that, I have got a lot of apologising to do. But on that note, don't think I'm going to have a lot of apologising to do. You know what I'm saying? Good night. See you in a bit.